Hey guys, welcome to the first video on the WoW gold mine, and it's regarding probably my favourite farming spot, which is Sholazar Basin, and it's killing these undead things, bone scythe ravagers. I come down here to farm Frostweave mainly and pick up a lot of other junk to sell along the way, and having done the math at the end of the video, I found that it makes about 500 gold in an hour. I'm going to do it for an hour here for the sake of the video. As you see, I've just put my poisons on and I'm just charging in. It's basically an hour of spamming Sinister Strike, nothing special. Sometimes whack on Slice and Dice if I get the chance. I've started off with auto loot turned off just so you can see what kind of things they drop. As you can see, they drop some copper and of course they drop Frostweave. And coming up about here is the first green, and it's always nice to pick one up early in the run. Nothing spectacular, never going to get an upgrade at level 80 because the mobs are level 73 to 74. But there we go. In a minute I'll turn on auto loot and of course stop recording because I don't want you to have to sit here for an hour watching me do this. So I'm just tearing through them, picking up whatever they have to drop. On to the next one. Now I recorded a little bit more here than what I intended to. There's not much to show you. It is just kill, kill, kill. And as you can see from the poisons up in the top right hand corner, 59 minutes, I've just applied them. That's how I knew when to stop after an hour. Pretty easy to kill. I mean, they would be at 73, 74. I'm not in the greatest gear you can get as a rogue, but it's a few heroic pieces together with some crafted crap still, I think. I've used instant poison on both hands because these things don't stay alive long enough for deadly poison. You may prefer another, but this is the kind of thing I'll just do when I've whacked on a film, TV show or something. Takes very little brain power, just run for anything that looks like it could be killed. Stay in this kind of area. I've equipped my mace here, the Titan Steel Destroyer, which is what I had before I had two swords. I'm using this now because I've put the Life Ward enchant on it. I'll write a bit more about that on the blog. It was useless before patch 308. It's now not so useless. So yeah, you might want to check that out. Here we are on the next phase. I'm 30 minutes in, as you can see. I just wanted to highlight here just how quick the respawn rate is. That's what makes this area better than Ice Crown. Not only are the mobs a lower level and therefore easier to kill, but as soon as you've killed one, there's pretty much one taking its place. They all spawn in these spots, top right hand corner here by the hill, one in the middle, and usually two over in the other corner, maybe one depending on how quick you're killing them. As you see here, that one's come back to life practically before the other ones hit the floor. So you really can just blaze through them, pick up whatever you can. You see there I've got auto loot on. I've changed the window in the bottom left to the combat log as opposed to the chat log because, well, some people don't like being recorded and you never know what will go on in our guild chat. You do get a pretty good idea of the stuff they drop here. You're not going to find any upgrades, as I say. You're unlikely to find epics. The best things I've found while killing these are probably the damaged necklace, which I think sold for 350 gold, and a few blues, one or two of which sold for 100 gold each, but you can't expect them, especially in an hour. This has actually turned into quite a decent run for showing an example of what can be done. Because the loot that I get is pretty standard and it is what you would expect from a normal 1 hour run. You'll also see I'm not bothering to pickpocket here. If you are a rogue, I'd recommend you would, because in a standard hour you'll probably get about 40 gold extra in cash, a load of crap that you won't use like poisons and all that kind of stuff that isn't quite at the highest level, and quite a few runic healing potions, which as you'll see later are worth quite a lot on this server. So it is just bash away for an hour, barely concentrating. and then we move on to flying back towards Dalaran. I'm flying back on this occasion. You may choose to use your Hearthstone, but I will be going down to Stormwind on this character, not mailing the stuff to an alt yet, just so I can show you what things are worth. If we take a look in the bags here, I split things up into trash, Frostweave, and things that can be disenchanted or sold. Got a bag full of vendor rubbish plus one. It's mana regeneration food, which is obviously no use to me, and it won't sell on the auction house. Just have a quick look across the things here. General armour, that all goes for about £1 each. Thick fur clothing scraps, which a lot of people leave behind, but they are worth 50 silver each, and in an hour I've picked up 40 of them, so that's another 20 gold. If you also look in the bottom right hand corner, we started with 8 gold I think, because I left 10 gold on the character and then took the flight path, which was just over £1. From that 8 gold in pure cash, we've gone up to 66, which is half decent, 58 gold. So I've read back before Burning Crusade, 60 gold an hour wasn't too bad a rate. Of course it's not a lot now, but every little helps. So we see we got 9 greens. That's, I say this is an average run. 5 or 6 is probably normal, so 9's quite a good return, and all except one of them are a high enough level that they disenchant into Greater Cosmic Essence or Infinite Dust. And if you look in the top bag, you see there's a grand total of 179 Frostweave. So it's good for all you tailors out there, or in my case selling. I have got tailoring as a profession, don't ask why. Yes, I am a rogue with tailoring and I do like riding around on my flying carpet. One thing you may be wondering is about the northern cloth scavenging talent that tailors get. I don't think it makes much difference outside of instances. I was in a group when I was farming down there once, and I'd say in the hour, he didn't have tailoring. I think I must have picked up about 5 Frostweave cloths off mobs that he was looting. So it makes little difference. 179 is a good return. Even without tailoring, you should be pushing 160, 170. And obviously the greens drop for everyone. Here I am back in Dalaran. For some reason I always come to the leather armour merchant to sell my stuff. I'll have a list of all this rubbish. I mean, it's not important. You'll pick up general things that are all the same kind of value. So I'll sell all this to Valerie Langram. By the way, I'm counting the scrolls that I've picked up as trash as well, because I've found it's not worth selling them on the auction house. With the posting fees and all that, by the time you've actually sold them, you might as well have just vended them. Sometimes I'll hang on to them to use while I'm farming, like a scroll of protection, or stamina's always nice. DPS doesn't really need much of a boost on those mobs, so it just keeps you alive that little bit longer. So we've gone up to 112 gold there, so that's another 50 from trash and a profit of about 100 gold already. Here I am down in Stormwind in the auction house. I'm going to disenchant what I found before. If you look closely, you'll see that the WoW icon add-on is showing me the percentages. Turn auto loot off so we can see what we get. The overall gold made in that hour was 505, which isn't too bad at all. Sometimes you can crack on to 600 an hour. Sometimes you'll be down to 400. But 500 is a pretty happy medium. I'll be going into more detail about this video on the blog. There'll be a write-up to go with it. And you'll see exactly how that 500 gold was made. Hopefully you found this video fairly useful. Probably not entertaining, but there we go. And if you did like it, please come visit us at thewowgoldmine.blogspot.com. Subscribe on the channel. There will be more videos coming as soon as possible. And I hope to see you then. In the meantime, I'll just be doing text posts and, of course, doing some farming. So, see you soon.